Hey, welcome back. Welcome back to a new video here on my channel. If you're new, welcome. Super nice to meet you. My name is Audrey, and this is one of my two channels. I have a second channel that's just being a mom and a wife and a caretaker, cooking, crafting, thrifting, driving, support menopause and stuff. So check out that other channel. Also, find me on Instagram where I'm posting all kinds of random stuff around the house for you guys to see me behind the scenes. All right, today I have a special guest. Can you figure out who it is? He's a millennial. What else can I tell you about him? I don't know. He's a man. He knows more than I do about drones and that kind of stuff. So I brought my son in to help me help me navigate through some of the more mechanical parts about this really not good situation happening right now with the drones in our airspace. So without further ado, let me introduce to you, and he may look different. Last time you saw him, he looks completely different. Here is my son, Benjamin. So welcome, Benjamin.
Hello, hello.
Long time no see.
Yeah. It's dark in
Your
here.
face is a little dark, but that's okay.
Yeah, I got backlight, unfortunately.
Okay. All right. Well, we can see you kind of. That's all
Yeah.
right. Um, so yeah, Ben's here. You guys remember him from my old channel? He would help me out sometimes there.
Yeah.
And then I wanted Ben on because he just knows more about this technical stuff and all of that. I'm more of the other side where I can see insight and look into things psychically and go from there. So I just wanted to talk today, Ben, and try and talk to everyone about what are we seeing? What are these drones? Are they aliens? Is it American aircraft? Should we be scared? Etc., etc. Do we need to
Yeah.
start piling up food and medication and
Not
stuff?
again.
Are we going to have to move to Venus or something? So I do have a couple quick videos to watch. We can watch those in a minute. One's from CNN, one's from Fox. So I got both sides covered for everybody. And they're very
Cool.
similar, actually. So
Yeah.
um,
It's rare they get
when
along.
you heard about these drones in New Jersey specifically, what did you think was happening? Like, what were your first thoughts?
Like right off the bat, I kind of thought it was people just being like dramatic. Because I mean, a lot of people just own drones, right? Just in general.
Yeah.
But like if you see any of the close-up pictures, they look very like military or like industrial. So that was definitely like, oh, that's not just somebody taking, pictures at night or something or videos. It's
Yeah, I mean, drones are used for a lot. I mean, they're used in
right.
weddings, they're used in real estate quite a bit,
Mm-hmm. I
just content creating, going down
mean,
rivers
yeah,
and stuff. It kind of
they could have
reminds
been
me of that old Disney ride we used to go on, soaring over California. That was
right.
kind of like
Yeah,
a drone
yeah,
view of everything. Um, so you're thinking, are you saying you think maybe military or government?
yeah. Something along those lines. I mean, it must be if like the local police department doesn't know. So if they don't know, it'd be probably something like higher up than what they're cleared for. I guess. Right.
Yeah. So Ben and I have both been to Nevada quite a few times.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe at this point you've been more than me, but
Yeah.
um, my whole life, I was born in 68. So my whole life, this has been a thing. And my generation, I think, is used to hearing everything going on in Nevada. There was always weird stuff going on in Nevada. It's like, well, that's just Nevada. And that's where the military is. And they have, they test things out there.
Right.
Uh,
Yeah.
you know, and now Area 51's been out there for quite some time. So my growing up, I've always known there were things that we didn't know what they were, and no one was going to talk about them.
Yeah, it's like everybody knows about it, but
Right.
nobody talks about it, kind of thing. It's like,
It's one of those weird situations. So when this drone thing happened, and we have our government saying, "Not us. Sorry, we
that's a
don't know
little
what they
worrying.
are." That is
Yeah, it's
just, to me, it's just bull. It's baloney, because we know if there's an airplane in our airspace that will not identify itself, our our military will shoot and kill everyone in that airplane so that
oh
they
yeah,
don't pose a threat any longer. They
yeah.
will
Even if you're
kill
just
civilians, babies, old people, the
yeah,
pilots. They don't care. They
you
will
know,
shoot down and any airplane if the airplane is not identifying itself, and the fighter planes can be there in a matter of a few seconds.
yeah, basically scramble them and they're all. Even if you're just like in a little biplane somewhere you shouldn't be, they'll come after you. It's not.
They do. Yeah.
That's a
And
very
that's a
real
good point,
thing.
because I grew up flying in small planes with somebody we know, and sometimes you get lost. Sometimes you're training and you don't know. You're like,
Right?
"Oh my
Yeah.
god, I'm not supposed to be in this airspace. I'm too low. I'm in the wrong area. Oh my god, I'm in so much trouble." And yeah, at this point, you take a risk of getting shot down. So the fact that the military and the administration is saying no clue what this is.
Yeah, that's concerning. It's concerning that even if they do know, they want to hide it. Like, what does that mean?
Yeah. Yeah. Why would they want us to not know anything?
Yeah.
Why would they come on national TV and say we don't know? To
Right.
me, that makes the U.S. look like a major target. So they got China and Russia and others going, huh? Okay, well, if they don't even can't figure out the drones, I guess we could send stuff over, and
Sneak
they're
it in
not going
there.
to know it's us.
Right.
Yeah, we can sneak right in. They're never going to know. Um, I do not think these are aliens.
No, I don't think it's like alien crafts or something, but
That's a whole different conversation, which I do
yeah.
think there are alien life form, but for what we're talking about today, it's the drones specifically. And you mentioned something to me interesting, that you could see writing on one of them, like a SKU
Yeah.
number or a part
Yeah, it was like
number
a
or
tail
something. What
number.
did that say? What is the
It
tail
said
number?
that it was the tail number on it, like on a piece of it, I guess, but people were saying it was like some Lockheed drone for recovering radioactive material and avoiding detection, like radar detection, not, sight. So a lot
That's
of people,
interesting, because
yeah.
we're hearing more and more about blocking with radar technology and
Hmm.
sonar, and I don't know, all this stuff.
Yeah.
I'm not a scientist. But that girl that was missing from Hawaii, she allegedly had not only a suitcase, but a phone case that was blocking, so that no one
Hmm.
could find her, or, like, locate her phone. They couldn't ping her phone. And
Right.
Ben and I are both kind of into airplanes. Our favorite airplane is the SR-71 Blackbird, which we love that one. We've seen it in
That one.
person. Um, and there's definitely technology on that aircraft that would kind of distort the or scramble, right? Some
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
the
I mean,
detection of it.
it was a big thing during like the Cold War, right? Just to get surveillance footage and not be detected. I mean, that's been a thing for what, 50 years basically at this point.
Yeah, and I think the stealth did that too, because the stealth could go up into the stratosphere, right?
Yeah, like the B-52 or whatever. Yeah.
The B-52, yeah. Yeah, so that was, yeah. So this isn't really technically new technology. I think we're
Right.
just seeing it used in a different way.
Yeah, on a
So you
drone and not a
mentioned
plane.
right. I mean, there's drones with bombs on them, isn't there? That they
Yeah, I mean,
use
it's
in the
stick a
Middle
grenade
East and
to it.
stuff.
Yeah.
Now you mentioned nuclear. Did you say nuclear
Like
something?
radioactive material.
Radioactive material. Okay, explain that to me again.
So, like, the drone that they got the tail number of was specifically designed, like, the sensors on it are just to detect radioactive material. So it's not like a camera, like how you would think like a drone would use. It's probably similar to think like a infrared camera where it looks all weird, but radioactive material would show up like a big bright indicator.
Okay, so kind of like what the police use in a helicopter when they're chasing someone on the ground for like a heat sensor, but this one's looking
Yeah,
for
yeah,
radioactive material.
yeah, and that's like a theory going on.
And the theory is someone planted the materials or that they were lost. What do you know about that?
I don't know too much. I know a lot of people say that probably lost or dropped something somewhere. I mean, it's happened before. I think it happened like 2 years ago with that little like radioactive tube they couldn't find on the side of the road. It was like a big alert for it. I don't remember what. I think that was 2022 or 2023.
Where was that?
I don't know. I'd have to look it up.
East
I could
Coast or
Google it
West
real
Coast?
quick.
Okay,
I think
yeah.
it was on the East Coast. Oh, it was in Australia.
Oh,
So it was an
oh, that's
Australian thing. It was a
unusual.
radioactive capsule that they lost. And it just looked like a little nondescript like piece of metal, but apparently it's like incredibly dangerous. This story is from March 31st, 2023. So almost 2 years
Oh,
ago, year
okay.
and a
So
half.
okay, so you may not know about that.
Yeah.
So what is this material potentially that they might be looking for? What is it used for?
I'm not, well, I know that like hobbyists have gotten like uranium because you can just buy uranium, right? But I think once you get a certain amount, it kind of sets off alarm bells, if I had to guess. I mean, there's so many other radioactive materials. I mean, there's like thorium and all kinds of stuff like that that you can just kind of acquire. But I assume that something set them off to want to go find it, or maybe they got a tip.
Well,
Maybe they know something. I don't know.
they were tipped off, maybe. That's
Yeah,
potential. Yeah. So, but what would the military do with large amounts of radioactive material?
bombs,
Does
power.
this make an A bomb or something or what?
Potentially. I mean, yeah, it could just be. I mean, you could probably poison a water supply with it. I mean, who knows, right?
Okay.
It's
So
basically
like
just
a
a super
chemical
poison.
warfare.
Yeah, I mean, when you get down to
I'm
it,
writing
right?
that down.
I
Yep.
don't think someone's making
Well,
an
yeah.
atomic bomb in their garage, but I mean,
Well, I imagine you wouldn't need a gazillion gallons of it, or is it liquid or a gas?
it's solid. It's like a rock.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's like a solid material. Normally, I mean, like anything,
Okay.
it can come in various
And
forms, but
okay, so it's a solid mass. Interesting. Okay. Um, okay. I have a couple of quick clips.
let's see them.
Good thing I
For
know
weeks
that.
now, New Jersey residents have been plagued by unexplained drones flying overhead. You can see tiny lights behind the trees there in the dark sky. Very hard to see. Officials don't know where the aircraft came from or what they're doing. Their proximity to some military facilities has been raising some concerns. New Jersey state lawmakers met with Homeland Security and FBI officials today for an update on the investigation. Gary Tuckman has more.
Questions abound about what these moving lights in the sky are, but there seems to be certainty about what they are not.
It definitely wasn't a plane because it was too low. And it was also going back and forth and then forwards and backwards.
Mark Taylor is the mayor of Florham Park, New Jersey.
They look like a small car to me. Their wingspans are probably 6 feet across.
What they appear to be are drones, clusters of unidentified drones, flying much lower than a plane would.
I think the creepy part is not that it's just a drone, that they're so large.
In New Jersey's Ocean County, sheriff's deputies took their own video of the drones.
We saw something flying a little low. So we took some video of it, and not really sure what it was. Definitely something flying low and fast.
lower, faster, and larger than a recreational drone, says the deputy.
It was coming our direction. It spun around, did 180 degrees, went back out the other way. Then it kind of looped around and then took off past us.
Planes, they have, a white tail light coming from them, and each wing has a different color, whether it be red or green. Whatever it is, it's different.
Understandably, there is concern. The drones are occasionally flying near military facilities. But the Pentagon knocked down this social media post. New Jersey Republican Congressman Jeff Van Drew, who claimed on X that the drones are, quote, possibly linked to a missing Iranian mothership.
There is not any truth to that. There is no Iranian ship off the coast of the United States, and there's no so-called mothership launching drones towards the United States.
But it's all still a mystery. Homeland Security and FBI officials in New Jersey have just met with state and local lawmakers. They and the state's governor have stressed the drones do not appear to threaten public safety. Nevertheless,
people are calling myself, my home. It's one of those things where they are alarmed.
It's definitely something, and we're just going to be looking into it a little bit more to see if we can figure it out.
Gary Tuckman joins us now. So I understand the New Jersey State Police have made an announcement about the drones.
Right. The state police are saying they're about to receive some new technology from the federal government, drone-specific radar that should help in the detection. Right now, Anderson, we're in Hoboken, New Jersey, outside the train station. People coming home from a day of work in New York City, back to Jersey. Some of the people we're talking to are concerned. Most of the people, though, are just very curious. And if there are drones in the sky tonight, it will be virtually impossible to see them because here in most of the state of New Jersey, it is raining and visibility is very limited. Anderson.
Gary Tuckman, thanks so much. Our senior data reporter, Harry Ensign, joins me now with more on the mysterious drones. You're usually the data guy. Now you're the drone guy.
I have never been looking more forward to a story in my entire life. Let me tell you why. Because, the bottom line is when I get into trouble, the first person I call is my girlfriend, okay? She's the first person I call. And in this particular case, I wanted to do some original reporting. And it turns out that I called her. Turns out her mother has actually been filming some of the drones.
Really?
Yes, going over Morris County. I think we have some of the, there it is. Wow. We have some original video right there that was taken by my girlfriend's mother, Nancy. Okay. I think it's going to zoom in and you'll be able to see some of the drones that come in. She's zooming in, and let's see it come across the screen.
All right.
And what is so amazing to me about this was Nancy was just, when I went over for Thanksgiving, she just could not stop talking about these drones in the sky. She was so amazed by them.
Yeah.
And she was sending a ton of video to her daughter, my girlfriend. And what's so interesting is that Morris County, which is where Nancy lives and where my girlfriend grew up, it was one of the first sites where the drones were actually seen.
Okay.
And what's so interesting...
How long has this been going on for?
Yeah, this is what's so incredible, right? You start off in Morris, you go all the way, and it's been expanding, including Staten Island, reports of Philadelphia. And how long has it been going on for? Look at this. We have been seeing drones in the sky now for 4+ weeks. The first reports came out, and we're talking about the amount of drones per night, upwards of 49+ drone sightings. So this is crazy. It's happening all over New Jersey, and there are a ton of drones. It's amazing.
But nobody knows what there are.
We have no freaking idea what these are. And that's what
Do we
makes
know
it
how
so amazing.
many drones there are?
Well, as I mentioned, we're talking about...
Are these all the same drones?
No, we have no idea. It's all a great mystery. And that's what's so amazing about
We don't even have pictures of them. We're just showing the black screen.
Well, I think what we're going to see is some of them coming across the sky there. I think that we see some of them. Let's see if we can see.
Harry, you just ate up a 3-minute segment, and you actually really said nothing.
No, I would never do that. I just wanted to be with you. I haven't been with you for a while, but what's so
I like the personal connection to the drone.
Thank you so much.
And I appreciate Nancy's video.
Thank you. And what I will note here, because I have to bring it back to some mass, the Google searches in New Jersey.
You got 20
drones.
seconds to eat up.
I can do it. Look at the Google searches for drones this month. Get this, over 6,000% from the 10-year average.
Right,
so people are really interested.
You did bring some data.
I always bring data for you.
Go back to us. Okay. So yeah, he didn't say much, but that's the perspective from CNN. And I'm still hearing some back feed. Do you hear that? Is that your noise in your room?
Somewhat.
Is there noise in your room? Maybe the fish tank.
No, maybe.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. So they're saying that these drones are flying near military bases.
Yeah.
So why isn't anyone doing anything, do you think?
I mean, it must just be not like an inside job, but they must know what it is. There's no way they wouldn't just evaporate them out of the air, right? I mean, there's no way.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
So
what's the worst that could
I heard
happen?
something. Death. People would die.
I mean, if they shot them down, right? Like, what they do, just explode? I mean,
well, it sounds like they're over houses and stuff, so you can't.
yeah.
You know. Although I did see one guy. Well, I heard him. He had a shotgun. You could hear him cocking it and stuff. He was shooting at one in New Jersey.
I'm not
which
surprised.
You shouldn't do that. Yeah.
No.
But it's like, okay, so if the government knows, which I believe they do, why are they being secretive? Well, there's a bunch of reasons, I think, and it has to do with the psyops, the psychological operations or psychological warfare. And it would be coming from our own country, such as using fear as a tactic to unite people. You know, like when COVID happened, we all came together as a country. When the earthquake happened here a long time ago, you know, all of California came together, and the fear and tragedy unites people together.
Right.
And it could be maybe our government testing the water, saying, how do we feel if we get everyone scared enough about this? Fill in the blank, maybe now we can introduce this other thing over here, and it's not going to feel so bad and scary, and we can move on with our own agenda. Like a fear-driven conspiracy kind of thing.
Yeah, I know, like, the Pentagon was failing all of its audits, or it has for the last, like, forever. So I don't know, maybe they're trying to just putting drones in the air and saying, oh, we dealt with it, we need all this money. So don't cut our funding, because what if this happens again? Right. But
yeah, I feel like it's smoke and mirrors.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone knows, no matter who's in the Oval Office, there's corruption. That is just how it has always been. All right. So I have from Fox News, I have another 4-minute clip. Let me rewind that. All right, let's watch this 4-minute clip.
All righty.
Over to Joey at the touchscreen for an in-depth look at these mysterious drone sightings. Joey, what can you tell?
Yeah, guys. So we don't have a lot we can tell you, but we can zoom in and point out some things. So first thing I want to look at is here's the United States, right? And these are the places where the drones are being spotted in high concentration. And so I just want to point out, when you look at Florida, California, and then here in what we call the DMV, DC, Maryland, Virginia area, what do those places have in common? There are a lot of military bases in those places. That's where the majority of our military bases are. And then you come up here to this Northeast area, and what does that have in common? High concentration of people and things that emit frequencies. And so that's one of the first things we look at here is they're being spotted in places that could be sensitive. And then we move on and we look just here in the Northeast and look at some of the places specifically that these have been spotted. We're talking about Picatinny Arsenal Military Base, a very sensitive place. Trump National Golf Club in Bedminster. We look over here, we see Naval Weapons Station, Earl Joint Base, McGuire, Dix, Lakehurst. And what we worry here is when we have Kirby come out and Mayorkas, that, you know, they've never lied to us about anything, but when they come out and say, we don't know what these are, well, that discredits the safest and best theory right now, which is that this is U.S. testing what our capabilities are, what our defense mechanisms are. So those two things go against each other, and that leaves us all wondering either that the government doesn't know or they're not telling us the truth. And then the pictures we get, the videos, are not very good. The only reason I want to point this out is one point was made. I saw it on Twitter. I've seen it, or X, and I've seen it from the other experts. And it's this idea that if these are nefarious in nature, why are they using their navigational lights at nighttime? Wouldn't they want to be stealthy? It's a really, really good point. And then you see this is actually a second picture, and this is the quality we're getting. So it's hard to make much of it. And then we move on here to some characteristics. This is all through the reports. We haven't downed one to look at it and see this. This is the supposed characteristics of the majority of these drones. They're 6 to 10 foot in diameter, which is pretty large. We've heard as large as an SUV. And then many of these quadcopter drones are pretty small. They're flying above the FAA's 400-foot height regulation, but they're flying low and slow, so radars don't pick them up. And they're so small, even at 6 foot in diameter, if a radar did pick it up, it would register more like a bird, and it wouldn't alarm anything. One report says they don't give off heat, which not sure what you can draw from that other than what type of power source does it have and what type of payload. Is it a camera, a weapon, delivering a package? What's in it? And then lastly, we have these colorful blinking lights, which again makes us question, well, if it's nefarious, if it's spying, why would it give itself away? I'm going to give you my opinion, my synopsis, is that it's a little bit of all the above. Drones are not just the warfare of the future, they're the way of the future. How we receive things, how we see things, how we do safety on job sites. Drones are used in so many facets and so many industries already today, and AI technology is only going to expedite that quite a bit. So this is really the precipice of the technology that we've come to in this century, in this last decade. And I think that these sightings are indicative of all the things. Some of them are airplanes. Some of them are U.S. or commercial drones. There was a Chinese citizen using a drone over a military base. There have been multiple military bases here and abroad who have reported this, feel like they're getting their airspace invaded by a drone of unknown origin. All these things are happening. We're just looking up more now. So are those 5,000 tips all bogus? No. Were they able to trace some of them to an origin that isn't scary or need explanation? Maybe. I don't trust the FBI that much either.
Well, if they don't know, that's terrifying. And if they do know and they're not telling us, they better get us some answers. Great deep dive there, Joey.
Hi, I'm Brian Kilmeade.
Okay, so there's that. So he's basically saying the same thing as the other guy. Well, the other guy didn't say much, but yeah, so it's not Amazon dropping off packages is what he's saying.
No, way too big.
As nice as that would be. Yeah, and it's like, how come these things are only out at night? Well, because they're hiding.
Right. Yeah. That's what's weird. It's like it has the navigation lights, but it's being stealthy. So it's clearly like regulated, but
yeah,
like being stealthy.
Someone knows something because these, you know, the people at the White House aren't sitting there with tools and metal making these up. These are contracted out, I'm sure, to big military contractors that we all know here from California and elsewhere. So there's plenty of people that could answer the question, and they probably were told just to shut their mouths, I'm sure.
Probably, yeah.
But the truth will come out, and then that's not going to be good. Whoever's behind it, you know, it's like, I don't know. Is this to distract us from all the other garbage going on? The human trafficking, the trafficking, the ditties, you know, you know, all that jazz and all the other stuff coming. I don't know. I just don't know. So, well, thanks for being here today.
Yeah, it's exciting.
Excited to see you. Okay, so yeah, we'll talk about it again. I'm sure we'll keep you guys up to date on what's going on here. And in the meantime, thank you, Ben. And we'll see you guys next time with another video. Hit that subscribe button. Ciao.
Bye.
Bye.